Welcome to the LA Story Podcast with Stevie Wilson.
Hey people, this is Stevie for the LA Story. We have somebody amazing today. She is absolutely everything I wanted to know about home decorating and budget lifestyle and DIY. We have Kelly Edwards, who's been on HGTV's Design on a Dime and Style Network's Tacky House. She is the master of all kinds of things of design organization. So we're going to talk about kids and how to do it on a budget. So how are you today, Kelly?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I've got my cup of tea. I'm fully trying to get fully caffeinated.
Yeah, well, I have my cup of coffee, so we're both good, I think, right?
Excellent. So tell me, what's up with kids?
Yes, so I actually design a lot of kid spaces, and I get a lot of moms who are constantly asking me about ways to design their kid spaces. So we can start out talking a little bit about storage and space saving, because as we know, kids have a ton of stuff. So they have a ton of clothes, toys, all that stuff. And 9 times out of 10, moms are the ones that are picking it up. So I certainly like to talk about maybe furniture pieces to pick when you're designing your kid space. So let's start there, because that kind of goes along the gamut of storage. Now, when you're picking out furniture pieces for your kid space, instead of going with the typical like bins and baskets and all that stuff, while it's great, it's very predictable for a kid space. So why not do something a little bit less predictable and use old furniture? So when I say old furniture, I mean even like pieces like mid-century modern furniture. Now that's still fun because it's classic. It may have been passed down from like your grandparents, or you may have, found it at a thrift store years back and didn't know what to do with it. It doesn't really fit with your decor anymore. But if you want to put it into the kid space, it's always going to look cool. So,
that's a great idea.
Instead of having, to constantly be buying new furniture pieces, buy really classic old pieces for the kids' room, and it'll come back. And, mid-century modern furniture will look great in a little girl's room, and it'll look fantastic in a boy's room especially. So, that's something to think about. Instead of going, with the typical dresser and all that stuff, go for a storage locker. That's so much more fun. The kids will like it so much more. It's cool. It's cool when they're 5. It'll be cool when they're 15. So, these are like simple and easy things that you could actually pick up, or things that you may have around the house that you're not going to use anymore that will look great in their space as well. So that's one thing about furniture. So that's definitely with storage.
That sounds great.
Another thing to think about too is, obviously with everyone, when they, nowadays they're downsizing and the spaces are getting smaller and they don't have enough space and they don't know what to do with kind of all the kids' toys and all that stuff. Instead of buying toys for them that go all over the floor, which a lot of parents don't know what to do with, and 9 times out of 10, the parents actually are the ones that are cleaning up. Why not opt for toys that actually go onto the wall, which are fun and awesome, and the kids love it because they're not only now playing horizontally, but they're playing vertically. So Mattel has their wall tracks, and they're really cool because they're Hot Wheels. They they stick onto the wall with the 3M command strips, so it doesn't damage the wall. So the parents love that. And then the kids can put them all over the walls. They can put them behind the closets, behind the doors, and they can play literally on the walls, and it's less cleanup for the parents later. So that is great for not only storage, but also for activities for the kids too.
I could actually see that going into my room.
Yeah, you know what actually is funny is that my fiance said to me, I told him that I, was doing this, that I was so into these Hot Wheels wall tracks, and he wanted one for himself. So
I can understand that, because I was big on Hot Wheels.
Which is, it's crazy, right? Even as adults, we still love these great toys.
Well, they've got such cool cars. You can't afford a real one, so why not have a little cool car and then have a whole collection of them on your wall, and it suddenly, turns a room into being fun.
Well, and it's fun too. And the other thing to think about is that, sometimes parents don't know how to design their kids' spaces and they don't know about artwork. This kind of eliminates the need to have to buy the artwork because kids don't care about that stuff, but they care about the toys. So if you put the wall tracks all over the walls, it's kind of like creating a road map on their walls, and it's fun for them too. So it eliminates the need to get all that artwork.
And it's constantly evolving, which is such a nice idea. Wow, what a great idea.
Yeah, it's and they're cool because they're classic. It's kind of like a classic toy that the kids can play with. They can play it on their walls. It's fun for them. It's less cleanup for the parents, which is really nice. Another thing you can do too, which is fun for the kids and is less cleanup for the parents, is to create an art station in their room using an old television armoire. So if you think about it, everyone is buying the flat screen TVs. So they're eliminating these kind of big clunky TVs and they have these old television armoires and they don't know what to do with them. So why not turn them into art stations for the kids? So when you put it in the room, you can open up the doors and you can go get pieces of foam core. You can bat them, you can put some fabric on them, you can place them on the inside. The kids can tack up all their stuff on the inside. And then on the outside, you can create a fun DIY project for the kids by letting them paint the outside with like chalkboard paint, and they can actually draw on it. So it's an art station and it's storage at the same time. And the cool thing is that you don't have to stick with the black chalkboard paint. You can actually make your own chalkboard paint by using 1 cup of paint and 2 tablespoons of unsanded tile grout. So you customize the color to match the room, paint the outside, and it's like a 2-in-1. So it's like double duty furniture.
Oh my gosh, you are genius.
Yeah.
This is like so much fun. I don't usually. Suddenly, you're actually telling me things that not only can I use for tell people to use for the kids, but I'm already thinking about how I can use it in my own home and make it because I have one of those armoires.
Right.
That we're going to be ditching the big TV and go, now what are we supposed to do with this thing?
Yeah, well, you know what? Actually, on Design on a Dime, I used it twice. One time was in a girl's room who had the armoire, didn't know what to do with it, didn't want to get rid of it, and we turned it into a home office, which was great. And another time we used it for another home office. You don't need to put the TV in there anymore. You could actually put the computer in there and all your stuff. But the reason why we did it in the home office for the one girl is because she lived in a very small place. So the place that the armoire was in was also her entertaining space, it was her dining space, and it was her home office. So instead of putting her home office with a desk in the middle of the room, we concealed the home office in the armoire, and then it almost looked like it was just a piece of furniture in the room when she had all her friends over for a dinner party. So armoires are great for small space solutions and for the option of putting, if you have a lot of stuff that you need to store, they're always great for that. So even though they're not used for TVs anymore, they're still great pieces to have around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if people had more questions, where would they go to find out more information?
So I have a website. It is kellyedwardsinc.com, and everyone can go there for more information to find out all my tips and tricks and kid stuff. And I also have a book coming out next year called The Design Cookbook, Recipes for a Stylish Home. And I'll have a lot of kid spaces in there, so everybody can also go in there to find not only for kid spaces, but for your dining room, your office, your bedroom, your kitchen, all that great stuff. So they can go there too, but that will be out next year. But in the meantime, you can go to my website, kellyedwardsinc.com.
Perfect. People, you'll have links to Kelly's website on the blog. I'll see what pictures I can pull down because I think I'll go find this Hot Wheels walls track because now I'm going to be obsessed. I can see that in a lot of places.
Yes, please do.
It'll be fun.
It's lots of fun, I guarantee it.
Absolutely. We'd like to thank Kelly Edwards for her time, people, and this is Stevie for the LA Story saying see you soon, people. Bye.
Thanks for joining Stevie Wilson on LA Story. Feel free to check out other podcasts and videos. Bookmark it now. www.la-story.com.